Hey guys, welcome back to Webpack2 tutorial. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about how we're going to write conditional code between the production and dev, like for example, which is the way we saw in the last video that for to run so in production mode we cannot run in like in dev mode whenever we want to enable the hot model replacement we cannot use extract text plugin and but that is not the way how it should work. So what we're going to do is and whenever we run the code in dev mode we are going to we're going to just ignore extract text plugin, and whenever we work in production mode we want to use extract text plugin and we'll put hot model replacement off because we really don't need it over there because we don't do development on production. So what we can do over here is, okay, so I have done something over here. So I have written my extract text plugin how it was there before, and over here I have just disabled and I have not disabled it. The disabled is false. So let us see how the application is working. So over here I'll just go ahead and I'll just say npm run dev, and that is in development mode. If you can see over here things are working fine, but whenever I go and change the color, like if I change it to blue and I save it, the compilation is successfully completed, but it is not affecting the web browser. It is not getting replaced anyway because anyways we are not using hot model replacement. So when I refresh it manually, it changes. Like let me give you a small example again. Supposing I used green, I save it, it is compiled successfully, but until unless I go and refresh it manually, it doesn't work. So what we are going to do is we're going to switch off and on uh, the hot model replacement with respect to the environment which we are working on. Like for example, in prod package.json, we have written scripts for dev and prod both. So how we are going to do is, first over here we are going to do a bit change, and that would be nothing but over here we'll say that node underscore env, like env, is equals to production. So over here, whenever we run this particular script, there is a global variable of process of Node.js application, of any Node.js application, which is nothing but node environment. We are setting it to production, and then we are continuing with the rest of the stuff we want to do. And in Webpack configuration, we are going to write some code over here, but I have written it already so that we don't really waste time in writing it up. I'll just go ahead and I'll just paste it, and I'll just come over here and you can see what is written over here is in the process is nothing but the global object of Node.js application, and then inside which I'm hunting for node env. So whenever I work, whenever I run the application in prod mode, it'll be set to production. So I'll just check for production. So it'll just give me a boolean value, true or false. So in dev mode it would be false, in production mode it would be true. For CSS, right, in the CSS in dev mode where we want to keep the hot model replacement on, it should not use extract text plugin. So this is how it would be for dev mode, and in prod mode we really want to use extract text plugin. So that is the reason the CSS prod variable is pointing to extract text plugin with the loaders, and CS config is going to be just uh, it is just going to be a ternary operator. Like if at all it is in production mode, we are going to reference to the CSS prod or a CSS dev. So what we're going to do is just going to use this particular CSS config, and I'm just going to use it over here other than using directly giving it like this. Over here it is very clear, if at all it is prod mode, it is going to be using this particular configuration. In dev mode it is going to be using this particular configuration, and that is great. It looks great. At the same time over here I'm not going to be it should not be, so it should not be a boolean hard coded. Rather than that, I'll just use nothing but is prod. So in if at all it is in development mode, the disable would be true, and if at all it is in prod mode, the disable would be false, because in prod mode we have to use extract text plugin. So that is it, guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quit my build, I'll clear it, and I'm going to run my dev and I'm just going to minimize it. Yes. So you can see it is working fine for me. And now let us see hot model replacement. As we have run it in dev mode, it should work hot model replacement. So over here, if I go and say blue and I save it, just have a look at this particular tab. It should not refresh and it should also change the color. So when I save it without replacement, the things are getting changed. If I go ahead and just change the color to pink and I save it, that means the things are working fine for hot model replacement. Just to check whether things are working fine on prod mode, I'll just go ahead. I'll just first clear this out for you guys. And then I'll just go to say npm run prod. This should just create a dist folder over here, and that would make it very clear that even the prod mode is working for us. If I just hit enter, yes, so you can say the dist is created and the things are really working for both. So just to sum up, this is how the conditional logic is written in Webpack, wherein you're differentiating your logic with respect to what environment you're working in. So in prod environment, we have just initialized this node env process to production, and for dev it would be undefined, and onto which we are writing the logic over here. So if at all guys you find the video really helpful, please like, subscribe, share and comment. Thanks a lot.